Well, while countries across Africa have imposed curfews, partial and full lockdowns, Tanzania has resisted such measures. Schools and universities have been shut, but markets, bus stops and shops bustle as usual. Tanzanian President John Magufuli has called on citizens to turn to God and to keep the economy turning. But as coronavirus cases creep up, calls are rising for the country to take stronger action. Reverend Father Peter Morba joins us now to discuss more on this. Reverend Father, thank you so much for joining us on the program. In a case like this, can one completely rely on faith to prevent and protect against the coronavirus pandemic?
I cannot categorically say yes, that one has to rely only on faith. Even the book of James tells us that faith without good work is dead. So God has given us also reason, to use with our faith as well. So if we apply faith alone, it might be very dangerous, So we need to use reason that God has given to us as well in trying to combat or even to contain this COVID-19. So faith alone is not the ideal. So I think we need to use the wisdom that God has given to us, in terms of science, in terms of taking some precautionary measures in combating this virus.
Well, Reverend Father, what about those who do not believe in God and are looking up to science for all the answers?
Yeah, that is also the another extreme, for one to exclude faith. Because when we talk about faith here, I think we are talking about God, bringing God into the picture. And we cannot be able to fight this virus alone without, involving God and without prayers too. So we need prayer, we need God to help us as we are working very hard with the capacity that God has given to us, with the wisdom that God has given to us. We need also to pray always and then to call on Him to help us. So we need both.
Well, here we are in a continent that is deeply religious. It's easy to look up to a superior being at a time like this, but in developed countries, it's usually the last resort.
I tend not to agree 100%. Of course, we know that even in America, in Europe, that many of these countries are sometimes being overwhelmed, by this pandemic. For example, I can't precisely say when, but there was a time even the Prime Minister of Italy was so much overwhelmed, even with the surge of this pandemic, that he said, "We are looking up to heaven. Now we are looking up to heaven for help." Um, those is an European country where they have a lot of science, technology that can also be used. But at a point, they were fed up, or they see that the whole thing is overpowering them. So they need a higher power. So it's not only Africa. It's a human being in general that would definitely be a time that we need God to help us. There will be a time that we can't do it on our own, whether Africa, whether Europe. That science cannot answer every question of man, and the science cannot solve all the problem of man. So in this moment, we need a super being, that can help us, and that is God.
Reverend Father Peter Morba, thank you so much for joining us on the program.